proceed.
Please introduce yourself to the court.
My name is Carey Manuel, and I'm 35 years old.
Mr. Manuel, where do you work?
I currently work at Blackstone Insurance Group.
Could you explain your work experience there?
I've worked there for the last 10 years. I started out as an hourly employee entering in telephone claims, and then was promoted a year after to claim manager. I also work on all different types of policies and evaluate claims, and I've been St. Louis Claim Manager of the Year 4 times.
How do you achieve that award?
You get St. Louis Claim Manager of the Year by having accurate paperwork and timely claim decisions.
Mr. Manuel, how did you come to Longstreet?
I came to Longstreet on a promotion. I was sent to replace Sonny Francis, who was the former owner of the Longstreet office.
Could you please explain Tony's policy?
Tony has a commercial property insurance policy with BIG. He bought it back in December of 2003, and it provided that if anything happened to his restaurant that BIG would pay.
Are there any exceptions to Mr. Shapiro's policy?
Yes, there was one big exception.
What was that exception?
It was that if the policyholder, which in this case is Tony, caused damage to his own restaurant or his own building, that BIG would not pay for that.
When someone files a claim with your office, what is your normal procedure?
I look over all documentation, whether it be police reports, witness statements, and other key documents, and then I make a claim decision.
Mr. Manuel, before the fire, had you met Tony?
Yes, I scheduled to meet with him once because he had one of the highest policies that Longstreet had.
How did that meeting go?
The meeting was a little strange.
How so?
He asked a whole bunch of questions, like how covered loss and property damage was interpreted by BIG and how BIG applied intentional loss.
When was the next time you talked to Tony?
The next time I talked to Tony was on August 15th, 2007, which was the day after his restaurant was set on fire.
Why did you need to talk?
He called me to file his claim and then came in a few days later to fill out the paperwork.
How was this meeting?
Tony seemed upset. He kept staring off into space. I had to shake him a couple times to get his answers, and still his answers were unclear.
Did Tony tell you anything about the night of the fire?
Objection, calls for hearsay.
I'm just asking what Tony was saying to him, not.
Any statement by Tony that day be hearsay? Sustained.
Did the report that Tony made tell you anything about the night of the fire?
Tony's report clearly told me that a robber came into his restaurant and that the fire must have started when a candle fell down on the bar.
How did Tony read? What happened after the paperwork was completed?
After the paperwork was completed, I told Tony that the claim decision might take a little while.
How did Tony react to that?
He didn't take it too well. He started yelling at me, saying that he wasn't going to let some big-time insurance group jerk him around.
What did you do? What did you do when he was angry?
When he was angry, I tried reasoning with him, but there's no reasoning with the person that's angry.
Did you give Tony's claim a final review?
Yes.
What did you look over?
I looked over Pat McCaffrey's report and Tony's statement.
Based on this, what did you recommend?
Based on the little knowledge that I had from those two documents, I recommended that we pay the claim.
What did the main office think of your recommendation?
The main office disagreed with my recommendation.
And what did they do?
They said that they were going to hire their own personal investigator, Alex Paddington.
And what did you learn from Paddington's investigation?
From Paddington's investigation, I learned of the major financial trouble that Tony was in.
After his investigation, what did you do?
After Alex Paddington's investigation, I made a recommendation to deny the claim.
And then after this, what did you do?
I called Tony to let him know that his claim was being denied.
What was Tony's reaction to the denial?
Objection, hearsay.
Fair.
Response.
Attorneys, one of your teammates is in trouble here.